Chelakasla Nukwaam Iksam Hilakame, aka Julia. And today we are going to go look at some trees and learn some dance moves. So come with me and let's get going. This fantastic beast here is a Douglas fir.
Douglas fir. Ho mas. Ho mas. Douglas firs have a dense and thick bark. The needles are bright yellowish green with pointed tips. We use the wood and bark as firewood in the big house. Traditionally, the Dzawada seals the eyes of children with Douglas fir pitch to prevent them from knowing where she has taken them. Douglas fir. Ho mas. Ho mas.
Here we have a cottonwood, a black cottonwood. They are a deciduous tree, which means that they have leaves that only bloom in the spring and summertime, and in the wintertime they're no longer there. Cottonwoods really like moist areas, so they are often found along riversides or in riparian areas, areas with lots of moisture. You don't often see a great big huge cottonwood because they oftentimes will get quite rotten in the middle and then fall down. When the cottonwood is budding, so in the springtime, it has a very, very strong smell to it, and the bud is quite sticky.
Black cottonwood. Kwaniqui. Kwaniqui, they have very, very large leaves. So in the summertime, those leaves enable the tree to absorb lots of energy from the sun. When they are young, they have a smooth, silvery white bark, and then as they get older, they get harder and gray and deeply fissured. And some of our traditional uses include taking the resin from the buds. So in the springtime, when the trees start to leave, cottonwoods get these really large buds and they're quite sticky. And so our people used to collect this resin, and it was consumed to alleviate sore throats, or it was smeared on the skin and used as a sunblock. Cottonwood. Kwaniqui. Kwaniqui.
This lovely tree behind me is a Sitka Spruce. You can identify the Sitka Spruce by the bark. It's quite rough. Some people say it looks quite scaly. Others say that it kind of looks like chips, like your Doritos chips. So you use that as a way to identify the Sitka Spruce. here we have some new growth on the Sitka Spruce bough. So that happens generally in the spring season, so March, April, May. We'll get these nice new soft needles come in.
Sitka Spruce. Ali was. The branches are droopy and the needles are stiff. Traditionally, we would use Sitka Spruce for making tools, healing the sick, and for hunting. The pitch was mixed with glitna, ulican oil, and taken as a cough syrup or a chewing gum, or smeared on a cloth and applied to boils. Sitka Spruce. Alitwas.
So here we have a hemlock tree. We have an older one here and then a younger one right beside it. The bark here is kind of like stringy and like a gray, reddy tinge to it. I find hemlock bark the most difficult to identify a tree by. So I like to use the needles. Here's the bough of a hemlock tree. So notice the needles here. What do you notice about the needles? So what I notice is that a lot of them, they're all different sizes, so it kind of looks like a bit messy. And that's a really, really good identifier for hemlock. Is looking at the needles and seeing all the different sized little needles there.
Hemlock. Kwak. Hemlock needles are flat and soft. The bark is dark and scaly. Hemlock boughs are used for purification. When someone passed away, branches were put on the top of the stove and the smoke would rid the house of the recently deceased. Loch was made from the sweet and moist cambium located between the wood and bark. Bark pounded and mixed with water was used to relieve sores. Hemlock. Kwak.